Wow. That cat looks so polygonish. Not everything in this game is a graphical powerhouse. But still though, I'll take any cat to hug. On that note though, hey everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses Black Eagle Route. In the last episode, we kind of just walked around Garrick Mark and we showed the ways of life in which we do, and of course, still thriving over our victory on the mock battle. Take that, students who will soon be ours. In this episode though, we are going to be finishing off the final things in which you can do for Garrick Mark, at least for now. Trust me, this game is pretty big, but for now, let's start off with the basic of basics. This weapon shop. Now, on a glance, on instinct, you would say this is probably the first place in which you would go to upgrade a few things. Now, normally, that would be true, but in my honest opinion, the marketplace for weapons, I feel like for a normal player, especially with how you're going to be going through the ebbs and flows of the game, this is probably going to be one of the places in which you'll go to last if you're in a tight bind, because you'll get other ways of getting better weapons in due time. Trust me, that's going to be opened up really, really soon. Now, also, if we can just go up really quick, you'll notice that every character with their weapons, they have a counter next to them, as in like 37 or 45 whatnot. That is called weapon durability. Basically, there's only a finite amount of times which you can use a weapon before it goes bye-bye. However, if a weapon does break, it's not gone. It's not gone for good. There are ways in which you can get it back. But apart from that, though, there isn't really much to talk about. But it is something to keep in mind, and is one of the reasons why you will grow to love magic users. There are a few more items in inventory here. One of which is actual boost items. Now these can range between strength, agility, dodging, defense, magic resistance, etc, etc. You can get these through many other ways, in which you can find them scattered around the map during certain battles. You can get them from enemy drops, and you can also get them via gardening, if you use the right amount of stuff. But for now though, since charm is, I will admit, probably the least amount in which you're going to be using. However, early on, if you want a better chance of recruiting characters, I would say use charm on yourself, because trust me, that'll come in handy in due time. And the other final thing is that we have a shopkeep here. Your standard fare, you get shields, you get different elements, and thank you, controller, for telling us you're low on battery. Thank you very much. And also, there are a few items in which you should probably keep on hand at all times, them being the torch, door key, or chest key. Self-explanatory, except for the torch. It's a bit of a weird mechanic, but we'll get into that when we do. But I will say, through some fights, it is always a good idea to have something on hand. And don't worry, there are ways in which you can get around not having a torch, or having a torch but not needing it. I'll get to that when we get to it. And that's about it for the marketplace. And one final thing, it's always a good idea to go to this area of the marketplace, because you will eventually find that, more often than not, you'll get items, mostly food, in which you can use to have support conversations with your chums.
So... Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Are you settled in here at the monastery yet? Make sure to have a good look around. There's much to see. Like fish. You do know about the pond behind the dining hall, right? You can fish there. Give it a try.
It's always nice to talk to with the gatekeeper every now and then. You can get flavor text. Now that I've talked about having food, let's have food and let's just eat. So I give us a moment and we'll get to the ETs and the talks. What the hell did I just say? And just on the random quip here, depending on the people you choose to eat with, there are certain unique conversations which you can have for various characters. For example, if you want to go for a simple and bog standard one, try Sylvain and Ingrid. And also another thing to keep in mind, do not take the portraits that appear on that at point blank. There are more characters which get a benefit from that.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
Yeah, you just get it, Professor. This is my favorite.
Okay, apparently I was wrong. I'm thinking of a different conversation I'm having. Well, never mind then.
Today's dish was so good. Oh, but not as good as your homemade sweets, Mercy.
You're too kind. Maybe I'll bake some for you next time, Professor.
There we go. That's a unique conversation. Trust me. We played a lot of the Blue Houses, so I've kind of got these conversations memorized. Say as I got the first one wrong, but you know what? Don't count that in.
Oh, this takes me back. I used to love this when I was a child.
That smell, it's amazing. My fave, in fact. Do you like it too?
Yes, of course I do. Leaders whose arse I kicked last battle.
While I have little interest in food, I will admit to a weakness for this one dish.
This is nearly as delicious as Mother's cooking. I would happily eat this every day.
This is an awkward conversation.
Polar opposites.
Oh, don't worry. You'll learn soon that those types of things are my favorites in this game. And before you end the day every time, I'd always recommend that you go to your menu, because if you look pretty quick, we have business to attend to regarding support conversations. What these are is basically heart-to-hearts which take your boosts of affinity to the next level, and they are all voice acted. So relax, enjoy the show. Let's see what Casper and Petra have got to talk about.
All right, time for some more. Oh, Petra. Hi.
Caspar, do you want to train with each other?
Yeah, sure.
You have had new training recently, and great improvements. I want great improvement too. Will you give me help?
Well, hey, look at that. You pay more attention than I gave you credit for. I have been trying new training methods. They're definitely paying off. My movements are much sharper lately, more precise.
I am knowing that. I want that too. You teach, I learn. We both get more strength. It will be greatness.
All right. I mean, I guess we can give it a shot. Petra?
Yes, Caspar?
No, never mind. Sorry. I was just thinking about something else. Nothing at all. Let's train.
I heard a question in your voice. Say it.
No. It's really nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I will not be worrying. Can we begin the training?
Ah, fine. We can talk about it if you insist. You can stop pretending like you don't know.
What am I knowing?
About my father.
Your father? He is of the military in the Empire. I hear he has great skill.
No, not that. Well, it's kind of about that. I'm talking about when Dagda and Bridget invaded the Empire. My father led the Empire's army that fended off the invaders. Your father was in that battle. Did you really not know? My father killed yours.
You... How long have you had this knowing?
I just found out recently. I had no idea before then. But it's all I've been able to think about since.
So, now you have the truth.
Petra? Damn it. What am I supposed to do now?
They get better, I swear. And these can range from many places. Emotional, humorous or heartbreaking, depending on what your tastes are. However, there is something for everyone, and you know what? It builds character and it makes these people even more likable. This is downright one of my favorite elements of this game, and trust me, you'll grow to know the favorite ones that I have in this game, and plus new ones which we have not seen before.
Yeah, like the ones with Hubert.
Oh yeah.
And Edelgard.
Because of the room in which we were in. But
Edelgard room.
But that said though, let us end the day and continue on.
Have you not been told what's expected from lectures here?
Well, I can tell you how it works based on what I've heard from other professors.
This is another element of the game because you thought the tutorials were over. No, it's a JRPG. Basically, you are in control in which direction your students, your units, take in the battle. You want them to excel at various elements. You can do that. But hey, it's better to show than tell. Then let's get to it. We'll talk about all these things here, and I'm going to take over control here now. If you just want to skip the entire day, you can always go to Auto Instruct, because Auto Instruct, if you go down here, if you look at these icons here, these are what the characters will specify on and what they will improve on week to week. So you've got axes, you've got dark magic, light magic, swords, you know, the works. If you press Auto Instruct, it will just automatically upgrade for these things and nothing else. However, if you want to do Normal Instruct, you get to pick and choose what characters excel at, and this can actually be a benefit. In fact, I always go for Instruct because I never like leaving things to chance. So let's go over what we know right now. Everyone starts off bog standard apart from the things in which they will excel at. Take Edelgard for example, we seen her use an axe, so of course she will excel at the axe. Since she is a princess, of course authority and heavy armor is what she is known for. In other areas, the blue icons are what these units excel at, but it's not their forte. So Edelgard could be pretty good at the sword if you want her, as she will excel at this better than she would say the bow, because you know, red arrows, that's kind of on its own here. And fingers and statues, these are part of the elements of the game in which have yet to be opened up to you. However, the professor level in which you're at right now, that will also help expand things. And lastly, the stars, in which are on the far right side. This is what you call a slow gain and a slow burn. Basically, these characters who, wherever they have the stars, they will start off slow in learning this craft, but over time, if you get 3 stars in them, that they will begin to excel at that art.
Hidden talent.
Yeah, it's basically what it's called. Now, in order to get 3 stars, you just have to auto instruct them, and eventually the 3 stars will happen on their own. And now, lastly, everyone has what's called a motivational meter. The emojis, let's face it, that are on the middle side of the character, that depends on how much they can be instructed. So let's start off with a Edelgard, nice and easy. So let's just focus her straight on her axe.
I'm improving, thanks to you.
This is one of the reasons why I love to instruct always, because this has
I'm improving.
This has a myriad of bonus effects.
Nothing worth celebrating.
And I'm really glad that we got all 3 levels in time. There's good, great, and perfect, as you've just seen. Great gives them better bonuses, but also an extra affinity boost. Perfect is the same, except more so, and perfect also gives you the chance to praise them.
And sometimes they don't do so good too.
Really?
Indeed. praise gives you an extra bit of support boost, and it gives them one extra bit of motivation.
Nothing worth celebrating.
However, you can only praise them once, even if they get perfect multiple times. So that said, I am just gonna go through characters which I know I'm gonna be focusing on in the next fight. So just give us a moment and we'll show you what we can do. And then you'll find some characters in which they have no hidden talents whatsoever. Oh boy.
Oh, I was right? How embarrassing. I'm not used to such praise.
Don't get used to it, buddy.
It is a long road to mastery.
He even shakes his head when he does really well. Have some confidence.
It is a long road to mastery. It is a long road... Oh, I was right?
And one final thing on these ones, these are group tasks. Basically, the icons in which you see on top, horse riding, heavy armor, and flying, if you pick 2 people, they will, every Saturday, do that task, and they will give small boosts here and there. And same thing for like hidden talents, everyone has a specified benefit on what they have. For me though, I think I am going to put Bernie, and you know what? Yeah, sure, I'll put Ferdinand in there because why not? And also, the amount of support levels in which you have, it affects the results. And it can have support benefits, item benefits, and also just outcome. Let's put it that way. And finally, one thing which we can look at is goals. I said before on what they excel at. However, if you don't like what a unit specifies in, just select them, and you can actually change what they want to be. I'm not going to go into too much detail on who benefits where, but hey, with that said,
May I ask you something?
just begin the lecture, and of course, we have to go through everything apparently. When one professor lectures many students, some will inevitably have trouble keeping up while will get too far ahead in their studies. I wonder how this problem might be solved. Each one of these answers gives various results. One can put motivation to full, other times it does nothing. But seeing how in social elements, it's all up to Alice, I'll let her be the choice.
Is that so?
It is a perfect day to exert oneself.
Oh no, this is impossible. We did it! I'm getting closer.
The battlefield has much to teach.
Let's put this to the test.
Hope this is good for something.
Thanks.
Ah, Raphael, I don't think you could eat the flowers. And now this is another element in which you have the option to do Fire Emblem stuff. And that is, of course, in the great battles. So, I feel like for now, we'll do one. We'll do one really quick, and we'll see how things go. Auxiliary fights, these are when time is limited. And of course, this is online stuff in which we will not be tackling. However, you can get items and support should you find these areas in various places. We will not be doing this online because no thank you. And seeing how we can only do one practice battle, let's take it. And of course, after every, or I should say before every fight, you always have the option to save. I highly recommend doing this.
In battle, it's necessary to deploy battalions so that students can experience taking command.
I I doubt I need to say this to a mercenary like you, but if you have any questions about how to use your soldiers, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'll take all this on the chin. So, as always, it's your standard fare, and this is the first time in which we can use every single one of our students. So you know what? We'll happily take that. And now, beforehand, I want to do some mapping out because I want to adjust some of these things. Edelgard, you are a bit slow when it comes to movement, so I'm probably gonna have you move to the side there. Caspar, I would actually want you to get some experience this fight, so I'll put you to the back. Replace Ferdinand with Dorothy, because I'd like to have a healer on guard along with Lionheart, and then Bernie and Ferdinand can chill at the back. And this is always the time which you have acquired items or healing items. This is your chance to either get them or just replenish. The marketplace is there to do that as well. Support, I'm going to assume this is just so you can see who benefits on being next to who. And then of course you have a random save feature because you just save, so why would it be there? But oh well. And of course system options in case you want to change things like that.
Or view the tutorial.
But as you can probably see, we have a big area. However, in some of these fights, it is recommended to look across the map in case you see like if there's fog, if there's chests or doors to be opened. But most of the time with bog standard fights like this, you're just gonna need your units, your brawn, and nothing else. So let's get there to it. Now, this is technically the first time in classic mode in which you can run the risk of getting enemy or your units killed. So it is best to be on your guard if you're doing classic mode. So it is worth your time. I am just going to spread my units thin. So you know what, Caspar, I'm gonna have you take the lead regarding these guys over there, and and Bernie as well. You know what? Since
that's my cue.
Since Dorothea and Hubert didn't get much of a chance to shine, I will just have that there.
Battle.
Linhard and Ferdinand, I don't know. I'm gonna stay there for a bit. And even if a unit misses, they can still get class points as well as affinity boosts. Yeah, so no matter what the outcome, you do get benefits one way or the other. I'm gonna have Petra move in and attack that unit. Because she is quick and she is nimble and she is a murderess. From a different country.
Hard work created this.
And hopefully now I can just put myself between Edelgard and Petra, and I will hopefully be able to get more affinity from that.
As expected.
But to start off, it is always worth your time to boost up your main character because most of the time they are able to dodge quickly depending on your combat choices. Because technically you yourself can fall in battle, but you're not immediately dead. So just have that be a warning. Bernie, I'm going to have you wait there, and hopefully you can have a pot shot waiting in the wings. And I am probably going to have Caspar be in the background because I'm going to hope to draw these guys out. I'll also have Dorothea next to them, just so I can have a few healers around at the area. Yeah, because if I do that there, then Hubert's going to get murdered again. And have Linhard just go around the edge for kind of pincer maneuver. It is always worth your time inching your units forward because more often than not they can draw you can draw enemies out. And plus like that, we got a boatload of affinity points right there, so very worth your time. sometimes you have to put your units in difficult positions because that's how you make friends.
Yeah.
And
Through hardships.
Oh yeah. And you know what? Now I think it's a time that I want to use Caspar, so hopefully he can beat people down with his axe. I will say straight away, axe is probably not Caspar's strong suit, but since Bernie is in a decent position, I'll have her shoot an arrow. And seeing how Bernie just attacked that one man, I think I'll have Dorothea move. Now Dorothea, she can have multitude of attacks, her being a magic user, so you know what, I think I'm gonna be using a bit of thunder on it. Magic can be short range and close range.
I'm a quick study.
And because that, everyone gets affinity ups, which is all well and good in my book. Caspar again, I'm just gonna have him attack. Get a bit bruised, but that's okay, because she gets a level up, and some way, some form, him and Ferdinand become good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Hubert, I am just gonna have you smite the living hell out of that guy because you can.
How humiliating.
And then I am probably going to have Ferdinand take out that guy because why not?
Only a fool challenges me.
Well, I consider you a fool. And one final thing, and you can do once this segment is done, is that Leonhardt, he can heal. Any unit that's in green, it can either be healed, supported, or assisted. There's a myriad of ways which you can do that, and we'll talk about those once they come available to us. But for now, hopefully Bernie can remain strong, and we'll take care of everyone here. So I'm going to divvy up our forces, and I'm going to take out that guy.
Should I have held back?
So Petra can get a good amount of help in. I'm not going to put Edelgard that bad right there.
Your defeat was inevitable.
That guy is dead.
I must get stronger.
And Edelgard masters her skill for a noble and learned
She's more than just a noble.
she is a princess, a fighting princess. And various boons in which you can get for maximizing your class, we'll talk about probably sometime soon, because that is going to be a major part of your combat, and trust me, it's going to be very helpful. And early on, you're not going to have much of a problem, but what I am probably going to do...
Why is everyone always after Bernie?
Because she's an archer, and sometimes they are not great in game. I am probably going to ask the controller to not die. I'm probably gonna... You know what? If you're worried about a unit being attacked, you could probably move adjacent. Because if an enemy is on the left, right, up, or down of an enemy, they can be counter-attacked. However, starting off, if you're diagonal to them, they can't do a goddamn thing, even though technically you're right next to them. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to have Bernie move up. That takes Edelgard out of the situation. And Ferdinand is going to take the helm. You know what, screw it. I am just going to have... Because I hate you. Thank you for dying.
You could have at least tried.
I did try. I went after a little girl. And that gave us a big affinity boost straight off. And they're all going to go after Edelgard. So you know what? I'm going to have Ferdinand divvy up our forces. because I can probably take out one of those guys really quickly. However, I am going to have to ask... I can't do it. You know what? Yeah. If a character gets a lot of aggro, it is very worth your time to split them into forces. So I'm going to give Bernie the quick heal.
Thanks so much.
And sometimes, even in healing situations, a crest can activate, and that increases the amount of time or the amount you get healed for. So, overall, all well and good. And this place gives you a lot of trees to hide in, so you shall be alright.
I will remove you. One more success.
It gives another level up for Petra, even though it wasn't
like that.
much
It
of.
was a bad level up.
Oh well. Now I'm probably gonna have to be careful because Petra's not in the best of ways, so I'll probably take the brunt for her as much as I can. See, now what they're doing is they are divvying up their forces, which is not that good, not that great for us. But one by one, they'll all fall.
Always getting stronger.
You see, now for me, I like to use what's called a turtle approach. I always like to just like have everyone like grouped up so they can back each other up and also take care of some of the aggro if it's bad.
You fought well.
And even though the focus is on like leveling up your students and making sure they survive, you yourself as the avatar, you are there to just be a failsafe pretty much.
Yeah, because we're at level 7, everyone's still at like level 2.
Yep, you excel quicker and you're better at weapons objectively than most of your students starting out. But
I think that's because of like a teacher boon you've got.
Indeed it is, indeed it is. Now, you are simply in the way, so I'm probably just gonna get you out of there.
What a chump.
I've got blood on my hands, what a chump.
Time to set my aims.
Is what everyone would say. Now I'm probably gonna have to heal up Caspar. And also, something of note. Something which you'll find with Linhardt, Hubert, and Dorothea, or any magic user. Look at Caspar. He's in the aggro, he's fine. Look at us. We're getting the aggro as well. Everyone normally gravitates towards a magic user. You'll quickly find magic users are pretty much the biggest threats in battle. They can either be a big help or a big hindrance, so be careful in what you'd like to pick.
My limit is nearby.
And plus, when a character is at low health, they'll have unique dialogue for each movement.
Witness Bridget Pride.
But they'll still be okay. Luckily for us, I am gonna play it safe and take out the leader because I can.
You didn't give it your all.
And in these common battles, it doesn't matter if you kill the one in charge outright. The fights don't end until everyone is killed. It's kind of morbid when you look at that.
Yeah.
But regardless, let's just move everyone up just so we can hopefully get a little bit of affinity boost while Edelgard takes to killing the last poor schmuck. Early on this fight, I would not recommend you using combat art a lot. You're going to be very squeamish when it comes to your equipment, so just be careful on that front. It seems like Ferdinand is going to be taking the brunt, so... but he dodges and he gets the final kill. And after every fight you do, story based or not, you get money. And Baldwin, which is also money.
Of course, we're the MVP as usual.
Because we saved everyone, and thus everyone gets a little bit of motivation.
But it is possible to take the main character out sometimes.
It is indeed, and trust me, later on during the game, that's something you are going to have to do for a myriad of reasons. And also, after every unique fight, you get more renown. That's another mechanic, I suppose. Now, technically, we could do another battle because of our professor points, but I feel like we'll leave things there, and I feel like that is a good time to end the episode. So, I got teaching out the way, and we also got a little bit of battle experience. Who knew? The best way to learn how to kill someone is by doing it. You learn by doing. But on that note, guys, thank you all for watching. I apologize if this episode has been like a lot of tutorials. This game is very text heavy early on. It's front loaded. But again, though, JRPGs normally are that way. But on that note, guys, again, thank you all for watching. So next time we will continue throughout the month and then hopefully get to our mission at hand. So that said, we'll see you guys next time on Fire Emblem Three Houses. See you then, guys. If you like this episode, be sure to like it. If you dislike it, well then, you can go to the same place in which those practice guys went. I won't say where.
The Knights of the Church.
True. But if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe and we'll see you guys next time.